The Black Mummy. The 5,600 years old Wan Mouhjeej Skull. Its discovery. The Tashwinat mummy is a small mummy of a child, discovered in a small cave in Wan Mouhjeej, in the Akokos Massif, Tadr Akokos, Fez, Libya, by Professor Fabrizio Mori in 1958. The mummy is currently on display at the Al-Humr Museum in Tripoli. The name Mouhjeej appears in various forms, including Wan Mouhjeej, and Mouhjeej, probably a typing error of Mouhjeej, Wan Mouhjeej, and An Mouhjeej. The local pronunciation of the name gives, Mouhjeej. An Mouhjeej is a rock shelter in southwestern Libya and what is now the Sahara Desert. The mummy is that of a 3-year-old child. The mummy. The cave showed signs of being occupied at different periods, and its walls were painted with images of people, animals, cattle, and scratched with graffiti. This was an opportunity, probably the kind Professor Mori was searching for. As the cave's floor was sandy and soft to dig, the professor could not resist the rare opportunity to be the first to excavate the cave. Not long and not far from the surface he found what appeared to be a strange bundle of some sort. Upon careful investigation it turned out to be a mummy of a child carefully wrapped in a goatskin, with its entrails replaced by wild herbs, probably to aid preservation. The child is thought to have been 3 years old at the time of death. Using radiocarbon-14 method, the mummy was thought to be between 5,400 and 5,600 years old, which makes it much older than any of the mummies found in neighboring ancient Egypt. It was believed that the makers of the mummy were cattle herders, and occupied much of North Africa, at a time when the Sahara was a savanna. This is the info displayed beneath the mummy in the museum, stating the age of the child, the location of the discovery, Wadi Tashwinat, the age of the mummy, and that it was wrapped in plants. Later research showed that the mummy was placed in a fetal position, embalmed, covered with antelope skin, and wrapped with leaves. This prehistoric Libyan technique did indeed protect the body for 5,600 years. Wan Mouhjeej periods. The archaeological finds at the site indicate that it was occupied by humans at different times. The most recent layer contains stone tools, such as querns, and a horned cattle skull, probably as an emblem of the sun, while the oldest layer contained stone slabs, typically used during that period for proper burial. Professor Salvino Di Lernia, an associate professor of prehistoric ethnography of Africa and professor of ethnoarchaeology at Sapienza University of Rome, Italy, and his colleagues, revisited the location over a number of years, in search of answers about mystery of the Libyan mummy. Previously scientists thought the earliest evidence for mummification in Africa comes from Egypt, but after Mori's discovery researchers now believe the African science of mummification must have its origin elsewhere in Africa, another unknown civilization, they say. Is it one of the numerous Berber civilizations of ancient Libya that thrived in the past 20,000 years? It is claimed that the ancient people depicted in prehistoric art are black, but our prehistoric art galleries show various shades used including brown, dark red, ochre, white, yellow and black. Scientific research perhaps already knows that color merely adjusts itself with temperature to regulate the melanin production in the body, which acts as a sunscreen to protect the skin from the lethal ultraviolet radiation coming with the scorching heat of the sun. Therefore the use of terms such as black and white to speak of human civilizations is wholly unscientific and essentially racist. Some colors are indeed delusionary refraction of wavelength where neither the sky nor the sea is really blue. The further north you travel the lighter the skin becomes, and vice versa of course, and hence the Berbers come in all sorts of colors simply because they are distributed across a massive area covering nearly 3/4 of Africa, from the mild Mediterranean coast to the baking hot hearth of Africa. Thank you for watching. Visit my channel Ancient Ethiopia for more fascinating old and African histories. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share. Melkamkan.